Okay, let's take a look at what we're doing today. This is a lesson using what's called dimensional analysis to change from one unit to another. It's a process where you're using conversion factors which have a value of 1 to do converting. Converting is not easy, so this is something that I think you got to work at a little bit, and I do think that this is the easiest method for converting. So once you get this process down, there is some value to it that can be used later in life as far as converting into different units and so on. So if we take a look at this one, it's 40 centimeters per second, and they want us to convert it to meters per minute. Okay. So the way we set this up is we write 40 centimeters over 1 second. Okay, that's what this means right here. Okay, so now what I'm going to use is what's called a unit or conversion factor, which is a multiplication factor here. So I'm going to multiply and I'm going to put a fraction bar. Now I need to get rid of centimeters and get it changed to meters, and I need to get seconds changed to minutes. And I only can do one of them at a time. So I'll do seconds to minutes first. So I want to cancel out the units second. So what I'm going to do is put seconds up here. Okay, that allows me to cancel it because one's in the numerator, one's in the denominator, one of the labeling. Okay, now I want to get it converted to minutes. So I put minutes down below it. Okay, now we have to get this correct right here. Okay, when I said earlier, the value of this is going to be 1. Because we're going to have the same amount for our numerator as well as our denominator. Okay, 1 minute is 60 seconds. Okay, that has the same amount in the numerator. 60 seconds is 1 minute, and 1 minute is 60 seconds. Okay, so now if we cancel out, we can cancel out our labeling, we can cancel out seconds. So if we crunch these numbers right now in this problem, we would have it labeled centimeters per minute. So we're getting closer. We got to get meters per minute. So we need another conversion factor. Okay, so I multiply and I set up another one. Now I want to get rid of centimeters. Centimeters is up on the top. It's up in the numerator, the labeling or the unit centimeters. So I want to put it down in the denominator so I can cancel it out. So centimeters goes down here. I want to convert it to meters, so I'm going to put meters up here. Okay, now we got to get this correct right here. 1 meter, and some of this stuff you can look up. 1 meter is equivalent to 100 centimeters. All right, now the centimeters cancel, and if you look at just the labeling, okay, the only thing left is meters on the top. That's what we needed, meters. And on the bottom, when we look at the labeling, we have minutes. So meters per minute, that's what we need. So now it's just a matter of crunching the numbers. Okay, so 40 times 60 times 1 is 2,400. Okay, divided by 100, because 1 times 1 times 100 is 100. Okay, I take 2 zeros off here, I could take 2 off here. And you can use a calculator to do this, but I'm going to end up with 24 here. So my answer is going to be 24 meters per minute. Okay, so that's converting centimeters per second to meters per minute. A fairly easy process. The nice thing is you can do it step by step, but there is some work to it. Okay, now here is a different one. Okay, here we are converting a metric unit to one of our units. Okay, meters to yards. So what we would do on this, and you'll notice this equal sign looks kind of messed up. Well, that is approximate. Okay, when we convert from the metric system to our system, or from our system to the metric system, those are going to be basically approximates when we're converting. They're not exact amounts, but they're real close. Okay, so what we would do on this problem is we would take our 5 meters and put it over 1. Okay, so I put 5 meters over 1. Now, I want to get meters to yards here, so I'm going to use a conversion factor. I want to get rid of meters. Just like in the last problem, I'm going to put meters down here then. so I put meters here. I want to get it converted to yards, so I put yards up at the top. Okay, this allows me to cancel out the unit meters. Okay, one's up in the numerator, one's down in the denominator. Okay, now, I gotta get this relationship right. And I had wrote it, you know, this is something that you're gonna have to look up. You can Google it to look it up, or you can go into the textbook on page 276. There's a chart there that has some of this information. So 1 meter is 1.094 yards. Okay, so the units meter cancel here, and I'm left with the labeling yards. So now it's just a matter of crunching my numbers. So I'm going to go 5 times 1.094, okay, and I get 5.47. Okay, so there would be my answer for that problem. Okay, let's look at one more. All right, this one is 40 gallons per second, and we want to find out approximately how many liters per hour is that. Okay, so we're going from gallons to liters, that's why it's an approximate. Gallons is in our system, liters is in the metric system. So we started off the same way though as we did the very first problem. 40 gallons over 1 second. Okay, that's what that means. 40 gallons per second is 40 gallons over 1 second. Okay, now we need a conversion factor, so we'll multiply here. I gotta change one of them at a time. I'm gonna do seconds to hours first. Okay, so I wanna get rid of seconds, so I'm gonna put seconds up here, so it cancels. I wanna get it to hours, so I'll put hours down here. Okay, now this might take a little bit of thought to figure this out. How many seconds are in an hour? Okay, 1 hour. Okay, well there are 60 seconds in a minute, okay, and 60 minutes in an hour. So 60 times 60 would be 3,600. On a problem like this, you could go from seconds to minutes and then from minutes to hours by using another conversion factor. But if you can figure it out, I think you're better off using the least amount of conversion factors as possible until you get good at it. Okay, so now your seconds would cancel. So if you solve the problem right now, if you crunched your numbers, you would have it in gallons per hour. Okay, so we're close now, we got one of them. Now we got to get gallons to liters. So I need another conversion factor. I want to get rid of gallons, so I'm going to put in gallons as up in the numerator here, so I want to put gallon down in the denominator here. Okay, and I want to get it converted to liters, so I put liters here. Okay, now this is another fact you'll have to look up. 1 gallon is equivalent to 3.785 liters. Okay, so the unit gallon cancels. So now if we just look at the units, okay, what we have on the top are liters, that's what we need. And on the bottom, we have hours, and that's what we need. Okay, so now it's a matter of crunching the numbers. And if you look at your denominator, 1 times 1 times 1, you know, so it's just a matter of multiplying your numerators and you'll have your answer. Okay, so I go 40 times 3,600 times 3.785, and I end up with 545,040. Okay, so there will be my answer for that problem. It would be 5,400 or 545,040 liters per hour when we look at 40 gallons per second. Okay, so that's the process for solving that. Hopefully this was helpful.